50s and 60s in the heart of Central City, the Dryad Street Market was an integrated shopping district and a multicultural working-class neighborhood. Due to many factors, including desegregation and the construction of the Mississippi River Bridge, most of the stores closed by the end of the 60s. Dryads had been disinvested in, largely shuttered for decades, then an empty promise.
25 years ago, 20 years ago, Albertsons said they were going to come into Central City. And so they bought up a lot of the land, demolished many of the properties, just decimated this neighborhood of its historic architecture in many ways, and then it never came to fruition. There was a lot of discussion of corruption, that people within the neighborhood were bought off, preachers were bought off to get this done.
Some concerned citizens who were passionate about preservation had enough.
There were a group of women, Louise Martin, Camille Strawn, and Jeanette Bell, who got together to try and figure out how to stop the development.
They found a couple properties along Felicity Street in the heart of the development that a local church had sold to the developer but didn't actually have clear title to sell. They got a lawyer and arranged for rival market A&P, the deal's original partner, to buy the lots legally, which stalled the project. Once it was clear Albertsons was never coming, the women created Felicity Redevelopment. They incorporated it as a nonprofit, and then 2 years later, they set up a revolving fund when they acquired their original 17 properties.
They restored some in their original locations, and some they actually picked up and moved a little closer to where we are now along Broan and Cronvillette to fill in empty blighted lots. And the idea for the organization was to use preservation as a tool for restoring a neighborhood.
Another driving force in the area was former District B Councilwoman Stacey Head, focused on the Central City commercial corridor. And it all started with Oretha Castle Haley, which was a portion of Dryad Street that had been renamed in honor of a civil rights activist from the neighborhood.
If you improve the health of O.C. Haley, you're going to necessarily, it's going to happen that you improve the health of the neighborhood around it. It's a holistic approach to capture what we're best at in New Orleans, which is living in an urban environment, in a walkable environment, with our historic commercial corridors right next to us.
After Hurricane Katrina, the city was allotted community development grant money.
I sort of staked a claim for a few bits of that money within District B. And one of those claims was I wanted to see the streetscape improved on O.C. Haley.
Even with a mayoral change, Head was successful, and the improvements were night and day. This used to be a small strip with weeds.
And now, as you can see, we've got bricks, we've got bump outs for people to cross more easily, we've got striping, we have landscaping, we have grass. So it shows the private sector that the government is interested in this corridor.
The New Orleans Redevelopment Authority has also been instrumental in those efforts, dumping post-disaster dollars into Central City.
And Nora chose to invest in this neighborhood by helping to subsidize high-quality, mixed-income, mixed-use developments, putting its own headquarters on O.C. Haley.
Which is a statement in itself. Multiple partnerships, primarily public partnerships, helping nonprofits and government entities like Nora build where the private market wasn't willing to go, has turned this area around. And now the private sector is starting to take notice.
And there's so many people that deserve credit for the resurgence of O.C. Haley. And it's been really fun doing these zip codes because I've really learned a lot.
And it has been interesting to watch the transformation. That used to be a vibrant shopping area.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, as your piece pointed out, deteriorated. They've really come a long way.
And it's so close to the CBD. It should be a thriving community.
And the Southern Food and Beverage Museum is just wonderful.
It is really nice.
It's also so interesting that the average income in the area is $16,000. It shows you, even though there's so much growth in the area, a lot of people who live in those areas are really struggling.
It's going to take a while to catch that up.
Yeah.
All right.
And guys, there's so much going on in this zip code that we broke it down into 2 segments. Next week, we'll focus on part of the South Market District, an area that's seen a huge economic boom, all because a local grocery chain took a chance. And if you want to showcase your zip code, just send me an email with your ideas to lspoon@wwltv.com. I'd love to hear from you, guys.
All right, thanks very much.